on Community Talk. I'm Brooke Bodie, Sales Manager at the Enid Event Center and Convention Hall, and I'm with Tracy Biddle from Leonardo's Children's Museum. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
Thank you for joining me today to share about our events and our partnership.
Thank you so much. We are so glad to be partnering with you guys on this great event that you've got coming up. Could you please tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, we've had a lot going on at Leonardo's, and we're just finishing off a tremendous capital campaign where we're investing in our building, and we're in a temporary site, but we do still have some of our annual events, and we have an annual event coming up. We're having our annual awards dinner and auction, and then the benefits, the auction benefits our scholarship program. So it is coming up on Thursday, March 3rd. We try to do it about that time every year, and our goal is to raise about $20,000 that we put into our scholarship fund. So
Wow.
March 3rd, which is a Thursday evening, about 6 p.m. And this year, because we do not have the venue that we've normally had to have events, we are engaged, we're working with the Enid Event Center.
Yes.
So they've been very generous with us and worked with us in so many different ways to help us save money, because all the money that we raise at this event goes to the scholarships. So Enid Event Center has been a big part of that. So we'll be in your grand ballroom.
Well, yes, thank you so much. We are so honored that you guys have, chosen to have the event at, Convention Hall in the grand ballroom. We do think it's going to be a great fit, and, we're just so proud of the scholarship fund that, is here in Enid. Could you tell us a little more?
We do have an admission to attend our museum because we are a private nonprofit organization. Some people don't understand that. Some people think we're open to the public. So there is an admission fee, or if children come to camp or a class, there's an enrollment fee. And we do understand that a lot of people can't pay that. The economy in Oklahoma is up and down, and I'm very proud that this scholarship has continued, though, to go either increase or at least maintain this level. What we do is, if there's someone in the community that would like to participate in any of the Leonardo's activities, it could be maybe a family wants a membership so that they can bring their children whenever they want throughout the year to do learning activities. Maybe they want to attend an art program. Maybe they want to attend a science camp. We have an after-school science project, something like that. Or when we have our spring camps and our summer camps, you can enroll, you can come in and ask for a scholarship application. The scholarship application, everybody has to fill out, and then we do ask for verification of income. The verification of income can be in whatever manner is most comfortable, but we do have to verify that income. Then it goes to our executive director and a committee that reviews it and approves or denies. And I will say that the majority, I'm very proud to say, the majority of people that request will get some type of a scholarship. What we do, instead of just awarding every single one at whatever level, the first year that you apply for a family membership, we try to fund all of that. And then in the subsequent years after that, we do a portion, usually about half. And that way we can do a joint effort with the family to keep them able to attend. So.
Wow, that is so amazing. I didn't realize that the scholarship fund was so great, and
Well, in Enid, in this area, there's so much going on with public school funding, and arts are always an area that is hard to fund. And so we're really proud that some of the kids that come to art camp in the summer, that's their only exposure to the arts. And so that's another reason that I just feel so strongly about our scholarship program.
Wow, that's amazing. So a little bit more about the auction.
How are we going to get this money?
How do you get the money?
Okay, what we do is we have a fun evening, and there's so many people that make Leonardo's happen. And a lot of them don't like to be acknowledged. They just like to make it happen, but we have to have a night a year, at least one night, to say thank you, because you would not believe the amount of volunteer hours that people put in down at the museum. You would not believe the corporations that we will call and say, we don't have this, can you help us? And rarely do they bat an eye, and they're just so generous. And so it's a night for us to say thank you, and we do awards. We do about 5 different awards. We recognize volunteers and legacies of Leonardo's and longtime friends of Leonardo's, do about 5 awards or so. And then we also do a preview of our annual report, which is where our executive director, Julie Baird, puts together the incredible numbers of hours of volunteers, amount of money put back into the Enid community. So it's always a really fun report to see. And so we do have the event of awards recipients and short speeches. And then we have a very good dinner with the chef at Enid Event Center providing that for us. And then we do have our auction, which I think is the fun part. Everybody likes to shop.
Yes, I do.
Yes. We have silent auction and live auction. The silent auction goes on throughout the event, and it has everything from seasonal baskets, car wash packages, sometimes decorative items for people's houses, a lot of certificates to have a weekend away, getaway weekends and things like that. And those go on. Last year we had 100 different items.
Wow.
So there was a lot of items to be bid on. You got to get there early and get your bid in. You check in at the front and get your bid number. And then that goes on, and we close down tables throughout the evening. It's really fun to see a couple that are going after the same basket or the same item, and they're upping each other on the bid. And it's fun because the benefit goes to the children. So.
Yes.
And then we have live auction items. So live auction items are really some of the fun stuff. Lepard Auctioneers donates their time and will come to the evening event for us and then do the auction right towards the end, which is kind of the highlight of the evening.
Wow. Can you tell us what some of those live auction items are going to be?
I would love to tell you about them. Actually, I really want some, so if anybody knows my husband, prepare him, okay? We try to do a lot of getaway fun things, activities for families to do together, of course, keeping with the theme of Leonardo's and children and healthy families. We have Thunder tickets. We have a couple of different games. Carol and Kyle Williams have very generously given us a couple of different games of tickets and parking, so that when you get in downtown Oklahoma City, you don't have to wrestle with that.
That's a big one.
So Thunder tickets are always great. And then I don't know about the rest of the world, but I'm a Midwest girl and I'm a Kansas City girl, and I have 4 Kansas City Chief tickets. So someone who wins this auction item will be able to go to Kansas City. It's going to be for the games that are right towards Christmas shopping in Kansas City, and then go to an NFL ball game. And so we'll have a package for Kansas City Chiefs. Your chef of the Enid Event Center gives us an amazing package where you can go and be the king and queen for the evening with your friends and have a catered dinner with the chef from the Enid Event Center. And then with some of the great people that Enid Event Center has coming to town, we have tickets. We have tickets for meet and greet at Vince Gill and going to Vince Gill. We have tickets for Sticks, which I really cannot wait to go to. And one very special feature about the Sticks package is Midwest Music has generously donated a guitar, and whoever buys this package will not only get 2 tickets to the event, but they'll have a guitar that we have arranged for Sticks to sign for them.
Wow, that's very special. I don't think anyone coming to Sticks is going to have that opportunity.
Exactly. So the partnership with the Enid Event Center has been a tremendous gift for Leonardo's, but that's really neat. I just think that's going to be really fun.
Ultimately, all of this that people are spending on these great auction items are going to the children, going to the museum.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
the best part of it all.
I tease my husband about writing that check at the end of the evening. I mean, it's going to children to get to come to Leonardo's, like our children did. We also have a couple of really good vacation packages, though. We have a 5-day stay at Taos, New Mexico, in a condominium that's donated by the Bauer family. And then we also have a 5-day and night stay at Angel Fire, New Mexico, offered by the Kyle Teft family.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Big old packages there too.
That is great. So how do people come to this event, and are there, sponsorship opportunities available?
Yes, you can buy a table at the event, which is $500, which seats 8 people at your table for the great menu offered by the Enid Event Center and your chef, and a dessert. And we do have a wine auction at the beginning of the evening. And then there will be open cash bar throughout the evening. So it'll be just a fun night. If you and your spouse just want to come, you can buy tickets. A couple can get a ticket for $150 or $75 for an individual ticket. And it's March 3rd, which is a Thursday night. We open the doors at 6 o'clock and we're serving dinner at 6:30. So anybody that is interested needs to call Leonardo's at 233-2787 and let us know, and we'll be happy to get those tickets to you and get your reservation in. And anybody, we have so many people in this community are so great about saying, oh, I have an item that I would love to let you auction off and have the benefit go to the scholarship fund. So if anybody has, we are taking auction items. Yes. Great. So. It's going to be a fun night. We can't wait.
Oh, well, it sounds like it. And that just sounds like such a great event. And I'm very, happy again that it's going to be at the, Grand Ballroom and Convention Hall. So can you tell us a little bit, about what's going on with Leonardo's after the event?
Let's just face it. There is a huge project going on here. Yes, the construction's going great. At the corner of 2nd and Maple. And if you look at the outside of the building, you can already see that the entrance has moved to face our parking lot and be closer to Adventure Quest. The exhibits our executive director went to Ohio and looked over the exhibits recently and took pictures and brought them back, and the exhibits are turning out just amazingly. They're so creative, things that we hadn't even thought of. I mean, the people that are making these exhibits have an incredible amount of gifts and expertise. One of the exhibits is going to be teaching the children about oil and gas, and it's going to go from the first floor through the ceiling into the 2nd floor, teaching about the processes and representing that a lot of the production or the creation of that comes from underneath the ground, and then it comes out. And so we're just really, really excited. The Critter Clubhouse, which is on the west side, so people can drive by and look. You can tell there's a whole new wall there. And Critter Clubhouse is going to be host to all of our animal critters, and we are expanding on our animal critters because, of course, they're like one of our favorites.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I love all of the little animal critters there.
So the construction's going great. What we're going to do, and I'd like people to take note of, is we'll be at the temporary site through March. We will close down at the temporary site March 31st, and then we're going to start moving over the best that we can. We hope that we are doing a grand reopening approximately April 22nd. Now, when you are remodeling a 100-year-old building, every now and then a few things may come up, that may delay that. Yeah. But really, Henson Construction has been amazing. They are such friends of Leonardo's, and they are doing everything possible to have us open around April 22nd.
Awesome. Wow. That's great.
There will also be 2 birthday rooms that I want to mention to people. So there'll be an upstairs and a downstairs. So everybody put that in your thinking cap, and as you're planning your children's birthdays, be sure that you keep us in mind.
Oh yeah, I bet children are going to be really excited about that. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. This is all great information. Really looking forward to the annual awards dinner.
Thank you.
In March.
Thanks for helping us. Enid Event Center is amazing. I
Well,
love
thank
working with you guys.
We love everything that you do for all the children in the community and surrounding areas. So very proud to have Leonardo's Children's Museum here in Enid. So thank you, and thank you guys for joining us on Community Talk.
commander of the local DAV chapter here in Enid, Northwest Oklahoma, chapter 66, located at 202 West Walnut, where the old Santa Fe Depot used to be. We're open on Tuesdays through Thursdays for claims from 9 o'clock to approximately 1 o'clock. We're usually there a little after, and that's Tuesdays through Thursdays. Tonight, we're just kind of go over a few items that we have at our last chapter meeting that may affect the local veterans, and also some seminars that are coming up that I know that some of the veterans would really need to attend to voice their opinion on the way the VA is doing. Tonight with me is Mike McCauley. He's also our senior CSO at the chapter, and one of our committee people on the staff. He works on Wednesdays, and always enjoys a good laugh when you come in there on Wednesday with him. You never know what he's up to. So we'll get right into it. Today's program, we'd like to go over some seminars that were coming up that I know will affect the veterans. One of the ones is in Stillwater on February the 27th. We're having NCO, as National Service Officers for the DAV, is holding a conference in reference to the issues facing veterans in filing claims, also new changes, and also we'll be doing claims over in that area at the time. We're taking several computers over there so we can do that. That is on a Saturday, and it's going to be at the OSU Student Union over there, and starts at 9 o'clock, correction on that, 10 o'clock, and it will run till whenever we get done. The March 3rd, there will be a seminar, and that comes on a Thursday. That is going to be March 3rd, and that's going to be a seminar for women veterans. The VA has put out a memorandum in reference to wanting us to focus more to help the women veterans. The NSOs have decided that it would be a good thing that since we're doing a regular seminar there on Saturday and on the 12th, 27th, can't even read my own handwriting. The March 3rd, we would be having the Women's Conference seminar. There will be flyers in our office and also flyers around the city, so you're able to check the times and dates on that if you forget. Veterans Day at the Capitol. That's going to be March 25th. That is a very important day for veterans. In the last couple of years, it's been real light where the veterans meet at the Capitol. We go talk to representatives around the state capitol about the issues that we face day to day. The DAV chapter here will be taking at least 2 vans, so we have room for approximately 18 people. I can also have access to another van if we need, but we'd like to get everybody to at least meet at the chapter and show our support and go down there and explain to the congressmen and senators what kind of issues we're facing. If we don't, then nobody else will. And it's a very important project. I think last year there was a number of 2 veterans that showed up to it. So we need to take the time and go down there and at least let them know we're here and we are a voice. That is on March the 25th. The other items that are changing with the VA is they're coming out with new guidelines in reference to survivor benefits. There are some new guidelines in reference to the Agent Orange. They've come out with a new packet that we have for registering with Agent Orange. We have that in the office. We also have some new items coming down on the contaminated water, isn't that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So they're coming down with that now and kind of expanding that a little bit more. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, on that, the contaminated water at Camp Lejeune, if you were stationed there before 85, even if you were a civilian or you was regularly stationed there, you can now sign up for a enrollment. And they're listing certain cancers and stuff, so if something wasn't related from the VA part of it, from Agent Orange or something like that, it may be affiliated with the water if you were a Marine stationed at Camp Lejeune.
And that's very important, you know, for the veterans to come in there and at least register, even if you're not having effects now.
Yeah.
It may come at a later date, and that's very important. There are also on recommendations that again, on the women veterans, we're needing to address more, concentrate more and address their issues more directly. There will be coming up more seminars. We are trying to get some VA representatives over here to at least speak to us and explain the different issues that we need to be looking for and helping them out with. There is a town hall meeting coming up, and that is in March.
Yeah.
March 30th.
Yeah.
And that's going to be at the public library. And that starts at 1 o'clock. And it's over, I think, about 2 o'clock. They always put them an hour long, but we always stay a little longer than that. But that's an important thing, too, because that's going to be the VA representative from Oklahoma City, the hospital. It's going to be down there. And you can go in there and express your opinion on the way things have been operating. I know the VA knows they have problems. And I think sometimes they either get lax or they forget the simple little things. You know, there's a great wait time for different little areas in the VA. Prosthetics, that's a guaranteed wait, you know, at least for a couple hours. Get to meet a lot of interesting people there, but that's not what it's really there for. The primary care doctors have really stepped that up, that project, and tried to help that, and that's doing a little bit better. I know a lot of you this beginning of the new year have come up with this new, the VA sent you out these new choice cards, letters in reference to if you live within 40 miles or away from 40 miles away from a VA hospital that you're attending, then you can go get medical assistance outside the VA. Now, when you read that, it's kind of confusing. The way it works is you call the contact, your primary care doctor, and whatever agency let's say he puts you in with eyeglasses. Now, let's say eyeglasses says, well, we can't get to you for 40 days, I can't get an appointment for you. So what they'll do is they'll come back and say, okay, we'll authorize you to go outside the VA. Now, that's very important because they have to authorize that. If not, you just can't go to any doctor. They'll give you a number on the back of the card. You contact that number, which is located in Dallas, in Texas, and they'll contact you back with an area. Like for me, the other day, I had eyeglasses, and they sent me to Perry because they couldn't get me in for 48 days. So that's how that works. Now, understand that just because you live 40 miles and you can't go in a doctor and you're trying to make an appointment, you have to give the VA the opportunity first to tell you they can't do it. And without that, you'll end up paying for it. There's other stipulations to it too. If you go up there and you get x-rays, and that doctor requires you to get x-rays, there's a possibility the VA will come back and charge you for that because they didn't authorize that. So there's a lot of questions. The program is not 100% perfect. It's probably about 60% perfect, but they're trying. And they started it 2 years ago, and they've continued it on. So hopefully they'll get better at it. Mike, what else we got for the CSOs or anything?
I don't know. For the CSO, there was a deal in there I was going to get you on, but I forgot what it is now. So we'll just pass over that for now.
Well, the changes every month.
Yeah.
Every time we turn around, they're changing a form on us, or they're changing the way something's done. As a matter of fact, Mike brought me this morning a new form in reference to, a form for filing for a veteran, and the form had completely changed. They completely changed everything. And that's what makes it so difficult for a veteran who's filing a claim with the VA on his own. Because they do. If you fill out the wrong form, they won't go and tell you, but they're not going to process it. They'll put it in your phone, in your folder, and that's it. And every day, as I say, they change the forms on us almost. Yep. And they came out where they had 5 or 6 different, like 527s, EZ, the 527A, the B, the C. Well, it got so confusing that they finally went back and simplified it. So now we all have to go back to the EZs, and that's the only ones we use. Yep. So, what we're trying to say is we're here for you. We're here to help you fill out these forms, to help you with, if you go to the hospital and you're in the VA and in the system, and the VA tells you to go to the hospital, like on the weekends, and let's say the hospital bills you a bill, but the VA is supposed to be paying it, contact us. We know how to handle that type of stuff. Believe me, it's taken me a year to get mine taken care of. So we know how to, if you don't, it's going to end up ruining your credit. Not the VA's credit, your personal credit. So it's real important that you address that. Our service is completely free. We don't charge anything. We find it an honor that you allow us to handle your paperwork. That's how we look at it. And at the chapter, we also believe that once you are in the system with us, you're not just what they call client. You're a veteran, and you are also part of the family. And that's very important, because there's a lot of times this system doesn't go overnight. It's going to take months, and you're going to need support somewhere along the line. That's what we always say, call us up. You get a letter, call us up. Or I get calls all the time at home from wives. My husband has an issue, and I can't handle it. Can you talk to him? Because veterans can talk to other veterans. And that's a very, very important thing. And sometimes some of these combat veterans coming back, they just don't know how to talk to the families about it, or they don't want to. And that's where, a veteran organization such as ours, we have veterans that have been there. Mike was in Vietnam.
Yep.
You were in Afghanistan. He's aware of those issues. He went over there. So there's an opportunity there for us just to sit down, drink coffee, and talk. And believe me, when we get talking, we get talking about all kinds of stuff.
Get a little crazy once in a while.
Yes, it does. Mike, we've got something coming up in February that the chapter's putting on.
Yeah, we got a Veterans Outreach Breakfast we're putting on. It's starting on Saturday, February 20th. And we're going to be serving from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And that's going to be at the Northwest Oklahoma DAV Chapter 66. And it's located at 202 West Walnut in Enid, Oklahoma. If you want to contact us prior to this, call 580-242-3808. And the menu for the breakfast is going to be eggs, sausage, biscuits and gravy, homemade cinnamon rolls, and fruit cobbler. The fees they have a fee coming up. 10 and up is $6, and 3 to 10 is $3. Under 3, children eat free. And all funds received will go to the chapter's outreach program designated to assist veterans and their families and surrounding communities receive assistance accessory to benefits and assisting them they have earned. So,
yeah, it's good. It's a good program. We're within the last year or so, we've kind of revamped the chapter a little bit. We used to go out and do a lot of just fundraisers. And what we're trying to do now is go back and give back to the community. And it's more of an information boost that we're trying to do now. But we are taking a trip out in the Woodward area in April. We're going to be in the Alva area in April. We'll be in the let's see, Southwestern University area, and we'll also be in the, what is that, Mulhall area out there, and Guymon. And we're really wanting to get out there to help veterans seek the benefits that they have earned and are able to get. Yeah. So, well, that's about it for tonight, and we really appreciate you guys that come by and sponsor us and allow us to do your claims for you. We want to remind everybody that we're a 501c4, a nonprofit. We don't receive any funds from anybody, state, local, or federal governments. We're all funded on private citizens and veterans themselves that donate to the chapter. And we'd love to have you come down, just talk with us, and maybe we can help you out. If you got, the only thing we ask, if you come down with a new claim, just bring a DD-214, that's your discharge papers. If you've already got a claim in, can't get anything figured out, bring your paperwork that you've filed with the VA and bring it down, we'll get it straightened out for you, and thank you.
Bring everything you have.
Yes, yes, please, bring everything. Believe me, we've had people with suitcases, but that's what we're here for. You know, medical records, anything like that, bring them down, we'll go help you go through them, and we'll send what is necessary, so. Well, again, we appreciate it, buddy, and thank you again.
Welcome to Community Talk. I'm Pamela Ballard, Executive Director of United Way of Enid in Northwest Oklahoma. I have as my guest today Sherry Ezell, a good friend and also Executive Director for CDSA. Today she is joining us. She is the chairperson of a new coalition that was formed several months ago. It's the Teen Pregnancy Prevention Coalition. Welcome, Sherry.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And I know this coalition is very and near and dear to your heart and something that we're working together on. Tell me a little bit about why you felt this was important and something that needed to be done in Enid and the surrounding communities.
Well, I think as far as my personal mission in life, I am really interested in helping young women reach their potential. And so many things that I've done in my life are a result of me wanting to help other women and myself early on. And I think what we see in Enid, in Oklahoma, in the country, but even more so here, is that some of our girls start being sexually active early in their life and don't have the information they need and get pregnant before they finish school, and it severely limits their ability to be successful in their life.
Exactly right. I believe that it was through the Metro Commission or CDSA that there was a community survey that was done. It was presented to us at one of our meetings, and what we found that was kind of surprising to me, that for every percentage of teen pregnancies that could be prevented, the poverty rate would be decreased by, was it 0.5% or a percentage point? A percentage point. So the correlation between those two, well, once you thought about it, it made complete sense. When it was presented to us, we thought, oh my goodness. And we thought there was something we could do about this.
Yeah, we have a fairly high teen pregnancy rate, and I can't tell you that off the top of my head, but it's a low number.
Right.
It's not hundreds and hundreds of young women. So we thought surely we can make an impact in those young girls' lives to help them delay pregnancy until they can get the education they need. And when you talk about poverty in Garfield County, and you look at who is most likely to be poor in our community, it's children under 5 in single-headed, female-headed households. So again, direct ties. So if you can help women make a little more money, maybe get in a more stable relationship, and the children they have grow up in those more stable environments, then there's not going to be poverty in that home, and then that child is going to have a greater likelihood of being successful in life and contributing to our community. I think it's a real domino effect, and I think it's something that we have to talk about, and sometimes we don't like to talk about this issue.
That's right. It's not, well, I don't want to say the word humorous because it's not. It's confusing almost to think that people can be in a relationship, in a sexual relationship, but yet they're not comfortable enough to talk about birth control. Mm-hmm. And people say, oh, that can't be true, but that's very true. Something else that we found, like you said, the percentage of pregnancy, and that rate is high. The numbers are not. So what we found when we were looking at this was we might be talking about 100 pregnancies a year. Of those, many of those are second pregnancies within a teenage population. Mm-hmm. And that's where you pointed out that we may not be able to know where those first pregnancies are going to be, but we could possibly be able to help those young ladies delay a second pregnancy.
And have wider birth spacing. You know, when we think about talking to our children about these issues, all of us, it's not something that we really enjoy doing. It's something that responsible parents do. And it's something that we all have to do within our own values network, you know, within our own framework of what we believe. But I believe strongly that knowledge is power, and that knowing things isn't going to, knowing about birth control and responsibilities surrounding sexual activity is not going to cause you to be sexually active. Right. It's going to protect you. I hope that children grow up in environments where they know that it's not something that's to be taken lightly. You know, that's a very serious subject. And so we talked about in our committee about 3 goals, really, and one is delaying initiation of sexual activity. We want children to wait. We don't think children should be having sex.
That's exactly right.
And secondly, if they are sexually active, teenagers, then we hope that they are being safe as possible, and that they're using methods to prevent pregnancy and to prevent sexually transmitted diseases, which are rampant. Exactly. And thirdly, the third goal is that we help young women who have already had an early pregnancy delay the second pregnancy, because we see often if a young woman is pregnant once, then she will rapidly become pregnant again. Mm-hmm. And 2 children is even more of a challenge for someone who's not self-sufficient.
That's right. There are so many things on that. Once there's a first child and the second comes along, for people who don't realize it, who have been out of the economic loop for a long time, the cost of childcare is absolutely prohibitive. Yes. So it affects their educational, the system there with being able to pursue an education. But if they are able to go back to school or they are able to go back to work, then the cost of childcare is so prohibitive if they don't have a family member who steps in to help them. And so it is just this vicious cycle of how to get ahead in life. So, I mean, we love children dearly. We both have children and grandchildren, so that certainly isn't, we don't want to stop children from coming into the world, but just to delay those pregnancies until a time when it is more beneficial to them. The other item you talked about is not just about pregnancy, but the rate of sexually transmitted diseases in our area. Mm-hmm. We have representatives from the health department, certainly on this coalition, and that's really a grave concern as well.
Yes. We have the same old diseases that we've always had in society, but we have a lot more people who are sexually active in maybe multiple partners and in activities that are risky. And we want to make sure that people have the knowledge they need to protect themselves and to protect their partners who, may not even know that their partner has been exposed to things. So anyway, we're doing our best to get some word out about these things without, we don't want to offend people. I just strongly believe that the first step is talking about it until it's normalized, until you can talk about these issues. And as I said, within your own values framework.
Right.
So.
And certainly for any parents who are out there and you would just like to know, how do I start a discussion with my children about this? We have some educational materials. We have people on our coalition who are very well informed, very well trained to educate parent groups. Could certainly go to a church group, a school group, and talk to them about this. There's a Facebook page that we have, which is
the Teen Pregnancy Prevention Coalition. If you put that in your search box on Facebook, you can access that, and we hope that you'll like our page so we can have more people getting information out. And we do have some cards we've been distributing in the community. One of them is geared toward younger people, trying to give them reasons to delay sexual activity, and even giving them things they can say, ways to say no. And the other is to distribute to older people who are sexually active, giving them information about the services that are available at the health department.
Yeah. And I do like the one about reasons to say no, because for young men or women who are put in situations sometimes they weren't expecting at that very moment to be in that situation, and they just don't know what to say. And sometimes if you're given that information ahead of time and you have looked that over and you realize I can make this very serious moment into something that maybe is not so serious to get me out of this, or I can have this thought through and know exactly what I want to say when this time comes.
And no is certainly good enough. Just no.
It is. That would be perfect.
But to know that there are community members, older people in your community, your peers who support you in making that decision to delay sexual activity.
And the cards are great for people to let people know that they can talk to their friends about this. And I think that's something that you had said earlier, just to get the discussion started and let people know that it's okay to talk about this, and not so much like it was so many years ago when you never talked about this openly or in public. But it really is not just a matter of helping delay pregnancies. It's not just an economic thing. It's really a safety issue for so many. I mean, there are so many factors involved as to why this is a very important topic for all of us to be educated about, made aware about, and be very comfortable discussing it with our family, our friends.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really not that comfortable sitting here talking about it, but I know that it's important, so I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, I think it is. So I think for anyone wanting more information about this, you can, I'm certainly not going to give you Sherry's number.
Don't call me.
No, but you can, there's the Facebook page for Teen Pregnancy Coalition.
The health department.
You can contact the Garfield County Health Department. You can call the United Way office at 237-0821. We can direct you to the information where you can, like I said, there are educators who are available to talk to any groups that would like to become more well-informed about this issue. But we do want to make certain that for the young people in our community, male, female, or even if you are an adult and you would like more information about anything that we have discussed, please give us a call and we would be more than happy to get you to the right resources that you need. So please give us a call and we will get you those resources and the help you need. As always, thank you for watching Community Talk, and we look forward to hearing from you or visiting with you in the future.